What's up guys, today what I have for you then is Destiny 2 Mythbusters. I actually recently made a video regarding Destiny 2 Mythbusters and this episode being Curse of Osiris themed. It's semi-Curse of Osiris themed. It's got a lot of things from Curse of Osiris in it that we wouldn't be able to do it if Curse of Osiris wasn't released. So before this video does start, let's just see how many likes we can get. We usually get over 1,000. Can we do that again? Let's just see if we can do that. Thank you guys so much for the amount of support on these videos. And now let's finally jump into this week's episode of Destiny 2 Mythbusters. The first one is coming in from Sharky in the Sky. Myth. You can get an interceptor into the lighthouse. So as we know, in Mercury, interceptors do spawn around the area every now and again. And they want to know, is it possible for me to take that interceptor and get it in the lighthouse? Let's show the footage we got. So as you can see from that, it is possible. You simply take the interceptor and you drive it on in, you know, it's that simple. It's like driving a car into a garage. That simple, you're in, ready to go. Moving on to the next one then, which is coming in from Destiny Vids. Osiris Myth. Does a portal no recoil glitch still work in Destiny 2 or work in Destiny 2? Because as you know, you may or may not know, back in Destiny 1, this was one of the myths, and a lot of people actually uploaded this video anyway regarding the portal glitch. Is basically if you crouch near a portal, your gun will have no recoil and it will fire completely straight every single time. Now they want to know, is it going to work in Destiny 2? So without further ado, let's show the footage that we got. As you can see, it does work in Destiny 2. I showed what the recoil was like normally, and then I backed up a bit and I actually crouched into the portal and my gun was shooting completely straight. I was not moving my analog to make it go down or anything like that. Gun was shooting 100% straight 100% of the time. It does still work in Destiny 2. Let's move on to the next one, which is coming in from Blade Dancer Hunter. Myth. If you dodge with the exotic hunter pads that stun when dodging near people, will it work on bosses? Now this one was a tricky one to record and I want you guys to be the judge of this one. I'm going to show the footage and what actually happens, and then I guess we'll just talk about what happens. So as you can see, when you stun a normal type enemy, you get this buff in the bottom left hand corner. And when I actually dodged next to the boss, I got the buff again. But was the boss actually stunned or not? And the reason why this is a weird one is because, you know, the boss is focusing on so many different people. It would only be truly tested, which is next to impossible, if I was by myself with a boss, which I don't think I've ever been at this public event by myself, or any other public event for that matter. I can't go to strike bosses by myself. It's not exactly like I could go on a raid and try and stun a boss by myself. It's just next to impossible. So I don't know, you guys will have to be the judge on it. I mean, it says I do get the perk unlocked when I dodge near the boss, so I'm gonna say yes, it does work. That's what I'm gonna say. But who knows? You guys can be the judge of it as well in the comment section below. Moving on to the next one from Tizok21. Myth. Can you get the Sagira Ghost Shell? Now there's a lot of speculation around getting the Sagira Ghost Shell. I'm going to throw some images up on screen from the Destiny 2 database itself. And as you can see, the Sagira Shell is actually in the game. We have the little icon for it. We have the actual full-blown inspection for it. You know, we have all this stuff in the database. are we going to be able to unlock it? The one main speculation around getting the Sagira Ghost Shell is actually doing all of the weapon forges for Osiris. So once you get all of them, you will then obtain the Sagira Ghost Shell. Who knows? We're going to have to wait till someone does it. But that's my answer to that one. I just simply don't know. But the speculation is once you've actually forged all the weapons, you're going to be able to unlock it. Second one, myth. Can you get a golden chest legendary engram in the lighthouse with all 3 characters? So as you know, I actually recently made a tutorial a while back when Curse of Osiris was actually released. And it was how to get that golden chest that is locked behind these like blue bars in the lighthouse. And he wants to know, can he get it on all 3 characters? Well, I actually first did it on my warlock, and now this gameplay is for my hunter. I'll let the gameplay speak for itself. As you can see from that, yes, it is entirely possible. You can get it on all 3 characters. Do not worry about that. Hopefully that answers your 2 myths. The next one's coming in from Josh Mason. Myth. If you use Prometheus lens and charge it where the sun bubble is large enough, can it destroy an explosive box if you shoot close to it? Now, let's just show the footage that we got. So I'm pretty sure that footage right there has answered your question in terms of that myth. Hopefully it answered it anyway. That's what we got when we actually tested that one out. Moving on then to the next one from Alpha Mewtwo. Myth. Can you kill the boss in a new public event before it shields itself? So the new public event on Mercury, as we know, the boss actually gains a immune shield after you do a certain amount of time to damage. And the reason why I'm saying time damage is because of this. So I'm going to show you some gameplay that I get. And I actually want to talk about this myth. So let's show this gameplay.
Reminds me of a number of Osiris's minor exploits. Far better than the average Guardians. Perhaps I should write it down.
So that was the heroic public event boss being killed in 2 phases. Most people do it in 3. This team, we had a lot of people around, we did it in 2. Now, the only way I can see you 1-phasing it, and I believe it probably is 100% possible, the only way I believe you'll be able to 1-phase it is if you have 6 or more Guardians there with a Nighthawk ready to go once he actually takes his shield off. That's the way I can see you actually 1-phasing this. I do believe it will work because, as you can see from the gameplay we actually 2-phased him. And most of the time when you actually do this public event, if you have done it before, you'll know that when it's heroic, you'll go out, you'll shoot the boss a little bit once he spawns. His shield will then go up, then you have to go kill an enemy, the orbs will spawn, and then you go slam the orb, then his shield goes down. You do a bit more damage, then his shield will go up again. You have to kill an enemy, get the orbs and slam them down again, and then kill him on the 3rd and final phase. We didn't have to do all 3, we only had to do 2 because there was so much damage getting plummeted into him for us to actually just do it in time for his shield not to be put back up. So I believe you can 1-phase this boss without him actually putting his shield up if you have a ton of Nighthawks on the go ready to go. So hopefully that answers your question. Of course, I can't control the way this would work because I believe you'd need more than 3 hunters with Nighthawks to actually be able to 1-phase him. I can't control more than 3 Guardians, unfortunately. I wish we could have like a whole 6-man fire team doing this public event, but you can't do that, unfortunately. But in terms of my personal opinions on this, yes, you can, because, you know, the evidence is pretty much there. We 2-phased him. and most people will 3-phase him. So yeah, if you're quick enough, you'd actually be able to do a 1-phase as well. So that is this week's episode of Destiny 2 Mythbusters. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I know it's been a long time coming, just, you know, a lot of Curse of Osiris has been out recently. Haven't had the time to really sit down and record Mythbusters, but now I actually managed to do it. So I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, be sure to smack a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. If you're hyped for the return, well, not really the return, it's always been here, but you know, the fact that this episode is finally out, smack a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, that would also be greatly appreciated. You're on the road to 100k, every little helps. And also comment down below your myths for the next week's episode of Destiny 2 Mythbusters. See you later, chaps.